Welcome to the channel and my very first ride-free video. My apologies for getting these up late. I had actually recorded 20 hours of footage which all came across with no sound. As a result, I've had to start at the beginning again and re-record my racing and stuff. So I thought the first thing I'd share on the channel was one of the newest features of ride-free, which is this, what I like to call the virtual cockpit. Basically, your body follows the bike, and you know your rider will dip into corners, he'll raise up when you brake and stuff, he'll push himself down into the front of the bike when you're trying to get speed. So it's kind of an immersive kind of feel to actually controlling the bike, and I actually think this works really well. It is tough to get used to, much in the same way that driving cockpit in a car is quite tough to get used to in things like Forza Motorsport 7 and stuff. But I actually really like this. It is as tough as nails to control, but once you can get a grip of this, it's actually really good. Now, the bike I'm riding here is the 2016 Yamaha YZF-R3, and oh, AI just stopped dead there, got caught on the curb, I guess. That nearly was me over. It's a 2-cylinder bike, 4-stroke engine, and it's sport category bike. Now, this bike you can actually unlock in the very first riding school challenges once you get all of those done. Now, the first 4 riding, I think there's 5, the first 4 are quite easy. The 5th one's a little bit of a git. You do have to retry it a few times, or I did anyway, to retry it a few times before I could unlock this bike. But this actually feels really quick, this bike. It's definitely one of the best bikes in its class at this level, and this particular bike has no upgrades on it. This is a stock bike spec. Most of the races I'm doing in the videos I'm going to be putting up on the channel are mainly spec bikes, because I'm trying to save my money to unlock more bikes and stuff at the moment. There are a few bikes I'm finding, when you unlock them and you ride them in their class, they're not even close to what the AI do, and you just can't compete. So I kind of just put those to one side for now until I can unlock a few more bikes and then maybe do some upgrades and stuff. But the circuit I'm riding here is actually Imatra in Finland, so this is a first for ride, and it's actually a pretty cool circuit. This circuit was an 80s circuit. I do remember this back in the day. My dad used to watch the bikes and stuff, and I do remember something about Imatra back then, but I did a bit of reading up on this because I couldn't remember for the life of me where I'd seen it. And basically this particular circuit was removed from the World Series because it was considered too dangerous after a serious accident that happened at the circuit. Now, as of 2016, they've reintroduced Imatra to the Road Racing Championship Series, so it's actually a current circuit that's being used, and hence obviously why Milestone have dragged it into ride free for us. And it's actually quite a nice circuit. There's lots of fast sections in this, as you can see, but there are some really technical corners that do challenge you to slow the bike down and get around the corners. I've not quite gotten used to these yet. At the moment I've got a bit of a lead on the AI. Now, the AI I'm racing against here is the max level medium AI. So basically, one other thing that's changed in Ride Free is that your difficulty is controlled over a percentage bar, and basically you drag the percentage up, it changes as you drag it through its various levels, if you like. 79% of that bar is the maximum medium hardness, which is what I'm racing here. Once you go to 80, you get into hard, and I think it's around 91 or 92 you go into extreme mode in terms of difficulty. So if you're the kind of person who plays this sim-wise, easy, everything's simulated with all of the assists off and everything, and and you're really good at it, then obviously experts or extremes where you want to start. But I'm actually racing in medium, but I do have the anti-wheelie off. I've got traction control on purely because I couldn't find where to turn it off at the moment. It's just me not looking enough in the game, I expect. And I've also got brake assist off because I hate any kind of assist while I'm driving. What I am using though is I have got ABS turned on, and I'm using joint brakes, so I'm not using individual triggers for brake. I can do that, I just, you know, don't feel like that at the moment, so I'm just kind of making my life that little bit easier. And obviously, if you can get used to dual brakes, you can get in and out of corners a lot better, and obviously get some lot faster times and stuff. So that's the way to go if you really want to be competitive in this game. But for me right now, I'm just kind of getting used to the ropes, if you like. Once I get to the level where I can jump into hard racing, that's probably where I'll start, you know, manipulating joint braking and stuff like that. One of the issues I have seen, and unfortunately it's an issue that's carried on throughout the ride series, is that the AI drivers do have a habit of driving straight through you sometimes. This is quite infuriating. I was 2.5 laps around at Nuremberg, and I made the slightest error on one of the last kind of, you know, technical sections before you get into the fast section near the end of the race. And as I slowed down, the bike behind me just went straight through me. Wasn't affected in any shape or form, you know, hitting me at 200 miles an hour, and just carried on like nothing had happened. And obviously I'm flat out on the floor. By the time I get my bike back off the ground, I'm in 7th place, and obviously my chances of winning the thing are pretty much scuppered. You know, that is an issue that's always been in Ride, and to be honest, it's in most racing games these days. This isn't particular to Ride. A lot of racing games have really crap AI these days. Probably the best AI I can remember, and you've probably heard this a million times from me if you watch the channel, you know, Grid Autosport was probably the last game with decent AI, in my opinion. You know, the majority of them do seem to be quite bad, even the likes of Project Cars and stuff. I've had lots of issues with those. You know, you're starting a race on some of the easiest circuits in the world, on Indianapolis on an oval, and the AI is smashing into each other on the very first corner and stuff. You know, it's you end up just trying to dodge the AI and get out in front of them, which kind of defeats the object of racing in general. It's not a massive problem in this game, but it is definitely a problem. That's what I'm seeing anyway at the moment. Hopefully maybe we'll get some updates that might improve that, we'll see. So I'm getting to the end of the race here. I've actually managed to keep first place, which is pretty good. I've been getting a spate of kind of seconds and firsts in this game at the moment. Medium at 79% is actually quite a good challenge. So that was the circuit Imatra in Finland, and obviously I was racing that 2016 Yamaha YZF-R3, which is a sport category bike, and as I said, it's a bike you can actually unlock very easily in the game's very first riding school. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to go silent now and let you enjoy the replay in peace. If you'd be kind enough to maybe drop me a like if you enjoyed the video, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more racing action at King Liz's Game Lounge. Thanks for watching, take care, keep well, and most importantly, come back soon.